It all started with her tears. I know what you're thinking. A woman crying? That's not exactly newsworthy, is it? Well, this woman wasn't just any woman. She was the daughter of a rival crime boss who had come to me, Vincenzo de Mola, for help. And if you don't know about me, well, let me enlighten you. I run one of the most powerful crime organizations in this country, so when someone like Sofia Moretti comes crying to me, begging for my assistance, they really must have something big going on. She told me how her father, Antonio Moretti, had been taken by men in black suits and driven off in an unmarked car. And as a mafia prince. My first thought was that he made some sort of power move against one of the 5 families and had gotten himself whacked. It wouldn't be the first time, nor would it be the last. But no, Antonio wasn't dead, at least not when she saw him, not when she went to the police station and demanded to see him. The cops brought out a man, bruised and bloodied, but alive. And as soon as she saw him, she started screaming, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me," but the damage was already done. And when I saw the look on her father's face, the way his eyes rolled back in his head when he saw her, I knew that her tears were real. He didn't want her there. Whatever she had said to those men in black suits, it had made them turn on her. It had made them hurt her. I could tell by the bruises on her arms that she had tried to defend herself, but they had overpowered her. As a mafia capo, I'm used to dealing with all types of situations, from extorting money out of shopkeepers to whacking a rat who's been singing like a canary. But this one was different. This one was personal. I felt a surge of protectiveness over the young woman, even though we weren't related. In fact, we barely knew each other. But family's more than just blood, and I was going to make sure she knew that. After making some discreet inquiries, I found out that Antonio had been taken by agents of the commission. It was them, the higher-ups, the men who ran the 5 families. What had Sofia done to piss them off so badly? Before I decided to go to war with the commission, though, I needed more information, so I paid a visit to the old man. He runs a small grocery store on the corner of 86th and 4th. No one knows he's got eyes and ears everywhere. Everyone thinks he's just a senile old man who's lost his marbles. If you ever need something discreetly found out, he's your guy. After bribing him with a bottle of fine scotch, he told me what I needed to hear. Sofia had stumbled onto something big. Something that if the commission found out would put her in the ground before sunset. But what was it? That's when Benny, my right-hand man, came bursting through the door. "Boss," he shouted, "we got a problem." It seemed the word had gotten out about the princess's predicament, and some low-level thugs had decided to take matters into their own hands. They had kidnapped her and were demanding a ransom for her safe return. I slammed my fist on the table, making the old man's bottles rattle. Those bastards had no idea what they were messing with. No one messes with my family and gets away with it. I told Benny to get the men ready, and we sped off in separate cars to the thugs' hideout. When we got there, I paid them no mind. I burst through the front door, gun drawn, and found Sofia sitting on a chair, gagged and bound. Relief washed over me as I made my way to her, cutting the ropes that held her captive. But then I heard a voice behind me. "Shouldn't have come here, Vinny." I turned around and saw one of the 5 families, Don Angelo. "You have something that belongs to us," he said, advancing towards me with 2 men flanking him. "Give it to me, and maybe we'll let you live." For a second, I hesitated. They had the element of surprise. But then I realized something. They had made one fatal mistake. They had underestimated me. I snarled, "You think I'm scared of you? You should be scared of me." A fight ensued. I blasted one of Don Angelo's men with my gun, but the other guy was on me in an instant, forcing me to dodge his knife. Meanwhile, Benny was having his own battle, taking down the second gunman with ease. But Don Angelo was a problem. He kept getting closer to Sofia, trying to grab the item that I knew had to be on her person. Suddenly, one of the girls screamed, "No, stop." As I looked on, confused, she pushed past me and walked straight into the arms of Don Angelo. The men looked at each other in surprise, but it was clear that Sofia was the prize they had come for. As I watched them leave, I noticed that they hadn't taken Benny with them. That meant only one thing. He was still alive, but where were they taking her, and what did they want with her? After making sure Sofia was safe, I went to question Benny. Turns out he had followed them and had witnessed everything. "They took her to an abandoned warehouse district," he explained. "But why, Benny?" I asked. Frustrated that I had been outwitted, he shrugged. "Beats me, boss, but I'm sure she'll be all right." I wasn't so sure. I assembled a team of trusted men, and we headed to the abandoned warehouses. I figured the commission wouldn't be stupid enough to keep her there. But as we got closer, I heard voices. We hid in the shadows, and I saw two men talking. One of them was Don Angelo. "You know what happens now?" he said, his voice cold and emotionless. "The girl's got nothing of value. I'm sure you realize that," the other man replied. "Silence," Don Angelo snapped. "You will do as I say. She's our insurance policy." My blood boiled. Insurance policy. What did he mean? What were they planning? Don Angelo continued. "When the time is right, we'll send word for her release. Until then, keep her hidden and watch her every move. She's too dangerous to be left alone." Then they disappeared inside the building. Now I was really worried. What did they mean she was dangerous? What was the commission planning? There was only one way to find out. With a determined nod, I led my men inside the warehouse. As we moved through the shadows, I noticed signs of a struggle. Someone had been here before us, and it looked like they were trying to cover up their tracks. Then I saw her, tied up and gagged, hanging upside down from a metal pipe. But that wasn't the worst of it. Beside her, slumped over a table, was Benny, his eyes staring blankly into space, a bullet hole in his forehead. Rage coursed through me. As I cut her down, she looked at me, her eyes filled with fear. "Vincenzo," she whispered, "he's gone. I couldn't save him." I knelt beside Benny's body, anger twisting my features. "Don't worry, Benny," I murmured. "I'll take care of everything." I looked back at Sophia, her face pale and drawn. "Come with me," I said, my voice low and dangerous. "We have a lot to discuss." At my secluded mansion, I made sure Sophia was safe and comfortable. I wanted to get to the bottom of what the commission was planning, and I needed her help. Over cups of strong Italian coffee, she told me everything she knew. Turns out she had stumbled upon a secret meeting between the commission and a rival crime organization. They were planning to bring down the 5 families once and for all. And she had been in the wrong place at the wrong time. "I'm sorry," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I didn't mean to cause any trouble." I reached out and touched her hand, my heart breaking at the sight of her shaking. "It's not your fault, Sophia. You didn't know, but I did. I was going to use everything at my disposal to protect my family. The poison was strong, but so was my determination. The commission might have taken one of mine, but they wouldn't take another." As I looked into Sophia's tearful eyes, I knew I had to do whatever it took to keep her safe. The fight had just begun, and I was ready for it. Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Till next time, stay safe and keep your friends close.